legends, statements, stores. Ow! I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, and I'm so here. Legends. Statements. Legends. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Den, y'all. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? This is episode 5, and thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 5 of Diva Den. So I just want to remind everybody that we can only see your comments and questions if you are commenting on my actual thread. So make sure if you have any questions or comments about the topics that we're discussing, or if you have anything that you want to add to the plate, please make sure that you comment on my actual live feed, okay? And please share, please share, please share. Invite your friends, start watch parties, because we're going to be with you guys each and every Saturday at 8 p.m. to talk about all the tea live here in the Den. So without further ado, I'm going to pop in my co-host, and we're going to get it going. So welcome to the Den, Dallas the Don. Hey, boo.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Nothing much. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
You looking good. You looking good. So
You
let's
too. You too.
thank you.
Yeah.
So let's bring in none other than Miss Zena ZBT. What's up, baby K?
Hey, Diva Den members.
What's going on? What's going
I
on?
am here, and I'm thankful for that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And none other than the fool of the show, our sister. Give it up for Bree.
Free with the
Oh,
tea.
really? What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
Oh,
girl.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
What's going on with you?
Nothing. I had got my wisdom tooth pulled today, so oh, I'm going through it.
Oh, girl, thank you for being a trooper and being here.
Yeah.
So, hello, Jana. How are you? Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, Jenna.
There are a lot of different topics for today. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. And thank you for tuning in. We got some juicy conversations going on today. So, stay tuned. Stay tuned. So, yes. So, girl, it has been a week.
Yes.
It has been a week, and it seemed like every week there are so many different things that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So many hot topics, so many hot topics. So I guess the first thing that I really want to start off, because it's like my pride and joy, I'm so super excited about this. But when our last General Assembly was in session, they actually passed what was called the Virginia Values Act. And on Thursday, July the 23rd, it was signed into law by our Governor Ralph Northam. And I was so excited to be able to be there to witness the signing of this law, because one, it is historical for us here in Virginia because we are the first in the South. And I hope that other states in the South follow suit by passing laws that protect specifically LGBTQ people when it relates to housing, when it relates to employment, when it relates to public accommodations, when it relates to credit. But not only, and I have to give Natasha Crosby, a plug for this saying that it trickles up. You know what I'm saying? So it supports us, it protects us as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, queer, questioning, intersect, asexual, pansexual. It protects all of us in those particular realms of our life. But it also protects women. It also protects Black people. It also protects disabled people. It also protects veterans. So You know, a lot of people, while they were saying, why does the LGBTQ, why do the trans people need this? You know what I'm saying? We not only fought for us, but we fought for y'all too. So
Right.
please, when you fighting back, fight back for us as well, because this law is monumental and it's something that has really made Virginia a more inclusive and safe place
Yeah.
for those who identify underneath that spectrum. And not only us, but it, like I said, it's
Yep.
what y'all feeling about that?
Well, but
Y'all
what she
here?
said, yeah, well,
Ladies first.
Z said
Ladies
a lot.
first.
You said a lot because yes, it was big for that group, but it's also big for other groups as well. So it's a win-win on any side. So, I was excited. I was excited for my friends.
Yeah, most
I was
definitely.
excited for them, because there are privileges that I have that those friends don't have, and now they have.
Yeah.
So, that's what, for me being who I am, that's it was very monumental.
Bree,
And the funny thing is,
Ooh, it's funny. I'm trying to laugh.
I was trying to
how
hear.
with these
look,
laws, like some of them,
you got to rewind, girl.
or
'Cause
with the,
pros.
some I know, some. Oh, am I unfroze now?
Yes, girl. What's going on
Am
with
I
your wife?
unfroze now?
Yes, you are unfroze. Girl, she don't want to answer that question. Dallas, how you feel about it?
Am I now?
Because this is a talk show, and watch, please, honey, we're gonna be losing viewers. So anyway, how you feeling, Dallas?
Well, I'm feeling congratulations for all your work into putting into it, to just to see it come to fruition after knowing from behind the scenes all the work that you put in, all the work that people are rallying around, all the support from the community, the viewers. Thank you for everybody, because if we didn't have that support, our voices wouldn't be heard. And so I just think it's great that people can feel that wherever they go, they won't be discriminated in public places, even though it's happening, but there's laws that protect it. And I think
Yeah.
that's where it starts. Is laws can be enforced, policies, procedures. So I think it's a great thing. So
Yep.
thank you again for everyone, and you, Ma, for what you did.
Thank you, darling.
Bree had surgery.
Yeah, so this was actually where NBC 12 was doing a story on it, and it said Equality Virginia joins Governor Northam in Virginia Values Act sign. And like this is so monumental, y'all, like so seriously, because stuff was rough and real. You know what I'm saying? Think about back, Zena, when I was looking for space for us to move
Yeah.
Nation Foundation, and
Yeah.
how I was going to different places, and when I would go to the places was for rent. But then when they asked, well, who were we serving, what were we doing,
Right.
and when I gave my card out and they read, the services that we provide, then, all of a sudden the place wasn't available or somebody was looking at it before me. But, thankful that the universe puts us where we need to be, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? But, now people ain't got to go through that. People, I feel like it's going to boom our economy. More people will come here, more businesses will move from places that are discriminatory or don't believe in policies for LGBTQ people, and they'll move here, and that'll create more jobs. That'll give more trans people and LGBTQ people opportunities. Because Dallas, you
Yeah.
see at Capital One, we are in Capital One, we are in Wells Fargo. We're in these places. So that gives those girls who are sex workers opportunities to not be sex workers.
Yeah.
Um, gives folks an opportunity to change their lives and live better, safer lives. I mean, laws passed in regards to health care for us in July
Mhm.
1, laws passed in relation to easily being able to change our birth certificates and
Yeah.
gender markers on our driver's license. Like I went to the DMV website and you can just click a link now, change your sex on your on your ID. I was like, yeah, you can do it.
But it should be that easy.
It
I mean,
should,
it should be that easy, and it really is one of those things where
and one of my friends, girl, on Facebook, I love her, but I had kind of really got in my feelings for her because she is die hard for the community, right? And and so she had made a post a while ago in regards to the birth certificate bill when it was originally passed, you know, when session ended. And it was like all of these stink comments on there, you know what I'm saying? And people just don't understand. So I'm gonna take a moment to educate. People don't understand the fact that when we transition, the harm that it puts us in when our documentation does not match with the way that we present and what we
Right.
have to go through when those things come into play. Whether it's and it's privileges that cisgender people don't have to go through because and they don't understand it because they're not living that experience. But when you go to like little minor things, everyday life things, going to fly and your documentation don't match up, you know what I'm saying? When you fly, you got to put what your sex is when you're flying, you know what I'm saying? Or when you're pulled over by the police, it's like it's just so many different little simple things, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that this helps to less complicate for us
Yeah.
that identify as transgender. So um I tell everybody, we are Virginia is for lovers, but Virginia is for lovers and for trans people. I'm gonna start saying
Mhm.
that. Maybe that's what I'll get them to try to do next. Change with the
Well, you know what? One thing that I am noticing is
Virginia
that
is for trannies.
the one thing I'm noticing is that, and it's true, the gay dollar and any dollar under the spectrum is just as powerful as the black dollar. They
Yeah.
have to respect your dollar, and kudos to everyone who's like, you know what, we can't continue to discriminate against this group, because in the end, and I always said, and Z, I said, I don't play around with the gays. They will shut you the hell down when you have crossed the community. So, kudos,
So
kudos. Y'all
kudos to
dollar, everybody's dollar is just as important. And I'm just elated from my cis world.
I'm ecstatic. I sat in there and I had goosebumps. Because for 20 years, I have like worked on this thing. And so to like see it happen and be there full circle
Yeah,
and hear them to honor my work during that time
hmm,
was awesome. So
work
yes,
that.
Virginia is for the LGBTQ. Blue. So that's why it's important to vote, y'all, because the people voted in Virginia. We
Yep.
changed the seats, and when we changed them seats, the people stood behind us. So remember to vote. We got to vote. Donald Trump
Yes.
is crazy. He is retarded, and we have to vote. We have to.
Right.
So I hate the fact that we have to talk about him, Donald Trump, because I'll never refer to him as so and so of the United States. I don't even want to like say that word with the P,
Right.
like mentioning his name together at the same time. And I'm gonna do a screen share. Uh,
Yeah, I get so tired of talking about him.
Yeah, like he just a pain in my ass. Like it's like I can't even acknowledge him.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say.
Not only yours,
Uh
but he just recently tried to add more limits on trans people by repealing a policy that Obama had put into place to actually allow trans individuals that identified as the identity that they were identified as to go into homeless shelters. So he has come up with a rule that will allow homeless shelters of single sex homeless shelters to exclude trans people. And he also gave them like some guidelines of how to clock transgender people so
okay.
that they can keep them from going into homeless shelters. So I actually pulled up the law, and I'm at the order, and it's making administration admission or placement determinations based on sex in facilities under the Community Planning and Development Housing Program. So the proposed rule will provide that grant recipients, subrecipients, owners, operators, managers, and providers under HUD programs that permit single sex or sex specific facilities such as temporary emergency shelters or other facilities with physical limitations or configurations that require and are permitted to have shared sleeping quarters or bathrooms can establish a policy consistent with this federal, state, and local law to accommodate persons based on sex. Now, this is the stuff. The proposed rule would maintain requirement for HUD's 2012 final rule entitled Equal Access to Housing into HUD programs regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity, but it would require shelters to uniformly and consistently apply any such policy the shelter develops. The proposed rule will require any determination of sex by a shelter provider to be based on a good faith belief. So if they just feel like you're transgender, if they want to go by those guidelines that he has to identify transgender people, then by his federal law that he just put out, they can discriminate against folks. But
Right.
it's some bullshit. It's not hot. It sucks.
You know what? I'm just
He
speechless.
retarded.
I'm just, I'm
Like he
just
is like
speechless.
he is so retarded. Like he is like really. Let me tell y'all this. Okay, and in federal and federal, say like if you went to federal,
Mhm.
and everybody who leaves federal has to go to a halfway house. Now this halfway house is co-ed.
Mhm.
Now, whatever your sex is, because it's going to be two parts. So whatever your sex is, if you are a transgender woman, you would not go over to the women's side because biologically you're not a woman. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You will go over to the man's side. But
Right.
see, you got to understand with things like that, facilities like that that have been established for a long time. I can see if you just built one and you did that. You know what I'm saying? But by law, federal law, when you leave federal custody, you have to do at least 6 months of halfway house. So you got to put those people up in somewhere because they have to do that. They have to go there. So what are you going to do with those trans women or trans men that have to go to these facilities? Because that's the law that they have to go there. So how do you juggle that and put them in different places and stuff? He's just an asshole. And like Zakiya said, if we don't get out and fucking vote, his dumb ass gonna be in there another 4 years, and then he really gonna show his ass. He
You
really
know,
gonna show his ass. So everybody come out and vote.
and just like Danica said last week, and I'm not pushing for people to vote for Joe Biden, but I'm voting for Joe Biden, and he is going to sign the Equality Act immediately that protects all of us, and in all ways. And so it's just imperative to vote. The good thing is that even though he's done that on a federal level, still state and local really don't have to
Yeah.
those policies. And the good thing is that the Virginia Values Act got signed right when he repealed that. Our healthcare protections for LGBTQ people, and specifically, trans people, are included in healthcare here. So,
Well,
he passed.
I
And
think, I'm sorry, Bree. I think that y'all should do a million trans march. I think that we need to gather
They
and we
have
need
this. My
you,
My sister Marissa Miller
What we
last
gonna do two? We gonna do 2 million. It's about time. We did 1 million. Let's do 2 million.
year.
And we need to up the numbers because maybe 1 million wasn't enough for him. But this is ridiculous because we did 1 million and you still are kicking back things like this. And my sister works in homeless, and you know that Zakia, she works within the homeless shelters.
Shout
And
out to Iva.
it's a shame that there is no housing for the community. It's like so many of the community we know sleep on the streets because of things like this. Like that's not cool. I'm speechless right now. That just isn't cool. Know
But
the
that
faces, feed the faces. How can someone be so cruel?
but that just shows you the type of person that he is. You know what I'm saying? That just shows you who he is. And like I always say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And he has shown us who he is, along with Mike Pence, because I still believe a lot of that is Mike Pence that's just coming out of Donald Trump.
Hmm.
Um, because I don't really think Donald Trump even got enough sense to really hate against trannies for real. Not unless he, had an encounter with one, and when he went to go grab a poop cat, he didn't feel one. I don't know.
No, but you know what? And the thing is, people need to really pay
That was the
attention.
tail on the kitty cat.
People really need to pay attention because you got to look at this. He's targeting one specific group. What what give you that? What give you the notion or the idea that he won't stop there? That he won't go with this group and go with this group. See, people gotta understand who. I mean, he's the president. He gonna say, "Okay, I done got the LGBTQ plus out of the way. Okay, now I'm gonna go at this group. Then when I get finished with them, I'm gonna go." He can just. I'm telling you what that man might say. I'm telling you that man is thinking that he's gonna
Let's
get
roll
you. That
back
he got.
let's roll back stuff for the black people.
Yeah, he's an equal opportunity discriminator. He
Let, let,
discriminates against everybody.
let's do slavery. He gonna listen right after he finished with the LGBT. He gonna say, okay, now let's bring back slavery, but make it a modern way. You know
But
how they
explain
try to
his
make it a modern way
Bring
slavery.
it. Hold it, sister. You said bring it back. It already exists.
it already exists.
That's what the prison system is.
Right.
That is a form of slavery.
Thir-
Okay.
13th 13th Amendment abolished slavery, but it said that slavery and indentured servitude still exist if you become a criminal. So therefore, those people that are in the criminal justice system are indentured servants, and in turn, they are slaves. And the 13th Amendment says that.
And
So
the true part is they in there working, and what they make like $1 and something a day,
if
a
that,
dollar
I don't,
change a
if
day,
that,
It's 30, you make 35 cents and then you make 45 cents top.
an
That's
hour,
state.
an
An
hour.
hour. Listen, that's
No ma'am,
state.
no
But
ma'am.
federal,
And then the
listen,
fines,
federal, you make more.
the fines are 100 million% higher than what you
yeah.
make an hour. No, ma'am.
It's listen, no, listen, and you listen. It's so crazy, and that's so funny. It's so crazy how a lot of people can be in jail and be in prison and work for 27 cents with no problem,
And
but
get
will
out.
not come out and get a job and will not work at McDonald's. But you will work in jail and prison for 27, 35, or 45 cents an hour and be fine with it and do 10, 20 years and
I'm
be
gonna
perfectly
play.
fine.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. They working for
Go
that
ahead.
fee. They working for that fee, but they don't have no rent bill. They don't have no electric bill. They don't have no food costs.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I'm with
But
you.
even
I'm with you. But I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. But then you got some people who living with people and people are, you know what I'm saying, are a crutch to them. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you would go and work in a jail for 27 cents. Listen, 20. Do you know how many hours you have to, baby? Do you know how many hours you have to work, honey? Out of 27 cents an hour,
Well, let me ask you this: when
baby, it's
you
the
came
food.
home, how much did you have?
What you mean? As far as what?
Like money. Like, did you save up money? And if so, how much did you have, or how much would you have had over
Yeah,
the time?
yeah, they have. Well, state and federal is different. Federal, you have to get a job. State, you could just lay around and do whatever you want to do. But
And so we just
the
so
thing,
we just paying for them to parlay. My tax money is going to them to parlay. It's just do whatever.
I am done with y'all.
oh yeah, they're gonna sit around. But in the feds, you're gonna
Y'all laid
work.
off. What is going
No,
on?
no, for real. Listen, also side. In the feds, you either gonna work or you're gonna go to school. But you gotta understand the federal system. You know they season all this money and stuff, so it's totally
Yep.
different
And they
than the
let them
state.
out. They let a lot of people out when they have jobs like in feds. They'll let them go to a job and they'll be able to work and come back. I've known a few people who worked while they were in federal penitentiary. They worked, came home, they had to stay at the halfway house, but they had a job. They had a job. The
And wait, let me
feds
tell
are
you
way
this.
different than the
I
state.
don't mean to say my business or whatever, but
Tell it, Bree. Tell
the
it. Tell
federal
it. Tell it.
judge.
Tune in. Tune in. Share the live. Share the live. Tune in.
I mean, I've done a lot of stuff that I wish I wouldn't have did, but I'm glad I went through the stuff to make me who the person I am now. But some judges that sentence you in federal court, when you get released, they bring you back to their court, and he asks you about your life, you know what I'm saying, and what's going on with you, and he has, it just depends on the judge you have, and he has like information and leads on jobs and stuff, and that was like that like blew my mind, because when you get released from the state, it's just okay, your bus ticket gone. But the federal is so different because the federal, they don't have time for the nickel and diamond. They're
Right.
trying to get these big people, you know what I'm saying? These terrorists and all this stuff. They're not worried about if you done embezzle or you done racketeer. You know what I'm saying? They're not into all that stuff, and they really want you to survive. And that's so crazy how the state is just like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And the federal like, okay, we're gonna give you these tools. It's up to you. We're not gonna drag you unless you actually go back and do the same thing that you done already done over again. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the state and the federal is like so different, and like money wise is different. You know what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
resources that you have, computer labs, you have so much stuff in the feds, and like the state is just like it's horrible. But if you know what my platform was, Zakia, for the Red Party, it was I wanted to go back into the prisons and help trans women, because in the state prisons and the federal prisons, it's nothing for trans people to come out to. You get what I'm saying? As far as housing, as far as job, it's nothing like that. So I wanted to go back into the prisons.
Lies. Yeah, it is something like that now. It is something like that that is available now.
Well, no, I'm saying when
It's
when the
because
unknown,
yeah, well, okay, before,
when the
yeah.
listen, right. I'm saying when the unknown was not known, but it's like, I mean, but now it is. You get what I'm saying? But my thing is, if it's a wall between us, then we need people to go in there and let the girls know, because they do have trans gender meetings once a month. You know what I'm saying, with the I think it's the head psychiatrist that do the diagnosis for GID. Look, they need to go ahead with that GID mess, all that crazy mess they want to name us with and put labels on us. We're human beings.
Right.
Just we bleed, we live and we die. Now, if we do something out of that, now that's when you look at us funny. But other than that, no, get it together. So I just think like more, well, when the world opened up, that was one thing I really wanted to do, is really like go in there, because I still have my sisters that call me and I suck their calls and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, now it's really hard because of this pandemic. that's going
Hmm.
on in there, and they can't social distance in prison.
Right.
Maybe you need to get on that. You said that a while ago, and I told you to get on your beat about that. And we are virtual, so there may be an opportunity that we can live stream in and talk to them.
Oh,
Yep.
that would be nice.
Yep.
And
Ooh.
I want to give a shout out and say hello to my auntie Benita Willis, who
Hey,
is
Auntie.
watching us. I miss you and I love you.
But we're gonna get it together. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna get that orange head monkey out of there.
And Benita Willis was saying, but it's super restrictions on that type of housing.
It is.
Yeah, it
It
really is.
is. But that's why it's gonna be an entity like nations that's going to begin to do things that is super hard. Super hard, as she said, it's hard
Yeah,
housing. But
yeah.
but
And housing is already hard for
right,
as a
period.
community, period. And so we just gonna have to meet the needs of the people and think of outside of the box ways.
Yeah.
To folks, but the resources are steadily building,
Well,
and
you
with all the stuff passing again, I go back to that with all of these laws that are now in place for us in Virginia. It's gonna be some stuff. It's gonna be. I can see a bunch of lawsuits get ready to start happening.
mhm,
And I want folks to have legitimate lawsuits, not lawsuits
right.
to be having lawsuits. But when you really blatantly know that someone is really discriminating against you, if your credit score is legit and you have good rental history, you know what I'm saying, and they not renting to you, but and you are trans or you are LGBTQ or whatever, then that is a case, and then you need to reach out to Mark Herring's office, our Attorney General, and put him to his word. You know what I'm saying about
Right.
what he said he would do as far as holding people accountable in relation to this law. And I love you too, Auntie. She gave us kisses, y'all.
Oh,
Yes, 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 yes.
Well,
Ooh,
speaking of that slavery too, even us working class people, even I understand it's people in jail, but it's even people that are going to work every day and having to work in environments where you have to abide by companies' policies and procedures and whatever that company may be, but you're working every day to pay bills, and so it's a very much a modern day form of slavery now that a lot of us are in as a working class because people are trapped in poverty to borrow money and
Yep.
they're forced to have to pay off that debt that and with what's going on with losing income and not having that type of work and that steady form of income, very much modern day slavery for us in the working class, having to anyone who's in debt and having to pay the million power month after month to have to pay your rent, your lease, your mortgage,
Yes.
your cell phone bill, cable bill, all of those
Yep.
bills that are indebted every month have to be paid. And if you don't pay them,
mhm.
well, we're not going to talk about that. But
Yeah. So, some other stuff.
well, when is this damn stimulus check coming out? That's what I want to know.
Oh, well, you just didn't ask for your 1,200. Damn.
Maybe you should have moved to Canada where you was getting 2,000 a month for 4 months.
yes, when is student
And,
loan debt going to be eliminated?
and
Eliminate student loan debt.
and free health care. But look, that's the trip.
Yeah.
They
You
just sent me an email today that just said that mine was still in forbearance with a 0% interest
That's
rate.
what I got the same email.
Can y'all just get rid of it? Can you give us a
Right.
break?
Right. I got an email that said the same thing, and then I got one behind it and was like, I see you about to send a child to school. You want some more money? So I'm like, I already owe you money. I can't afford to get no more money. What you
Run it
mean?
up, run it up, run it up, because they end up one day watching this be read off. You never know how the stroke of a pen just changes, and people are fighting. And in this, where this generation is, it's a lot of older people who are in government, and it's a lot of older people in general in the community. And so, as a younger generation, people are in school. Their voice is going to be powerful. So we just have to rally behind the younger generations and the generations to fight for equal health care, free health care, where it's not something that's a burden. It's not is that you don't have to worry about if you have insurance and that. Also, you can go to school, you can get educated, and you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay for it because that's your right. It's your right to educate because you're contributing to our society. You're working. You're helping these businesses who are collecting thousands and millions and billions. As I work in the financial industry, billions of dollars from
Yep.
consumers in order to prosper and live. And then where is the money for the people? That's why a lot of these corporations that I've worked with continue to give money away into the community because it's a social responsibility. You have to do it.
Right.
And but it's also a social responsibility for us to be able to have education and be able to go to school and be able to keep up with what's going on and be able to make an impact.
Well, I'm going to challenge you to find out a way for your employer. I'm not going to call out your employer because, but I'm going to find out a way for you to charge them to give Nations Foundation some more money because I know that we're going to have an increasing need in housing as it relates to trans people. So if any due diligence you could do to give us some coins. So if you want to donate to Nations Foundation, look, shameless plug because we got to do it. Visit www.nationsfoundationrva.org
Yes.
and you can donate so that we can continue to support the community. So, speaking about community, I am so tired of when I click on the news, it's always some stuff going on the news and specifically in our hometown of Richmond. And this had really caught my attention because this was one of those places that we were getting ready to actually to move to. And then I saw it on the news and I was like, look at God keeping me safe. So I want to share the story clip.
One man is dead and three others seriously injured in a quadruple shooting in Jamaica. It happened earlier this morning at the intersection of Meadow Bridge and Savannah Avenues near the Raceway. That's where we find 8 News reporter Nick Canigliaro
That's the
live with
building
the
right
details.
there.
It is the building.
Since the quadruple shooting happened just outside this building behind me, and people in the area have mixed reactions to this news. Some say this is nothing new. Others tell me this really isn't that bad of an area, but everyone agrees this is tragic. A person I spoke with who didn't want to be identified tells me he was inside this building for a gathering when things came to a halt. He tells me the music was playing just after 3 this morning when he heard about 12 to 13 gunshots coming from outside, later finding the victims laying on the ground. Meanwhile, some business owners in the area are in disbelief.
Wow. What could have escalated to get so intense that so many people were injured and even a fatality in our area?
Omar White owns nearby city-to-city auto sales and tells me this isn't something he expected to see today.
Given that we've had so much progress here lately with our social issues, it's really unfortunate and it's really troubling to see something like this happen in our neighborhood.
Henrico police tell us they found the 4 men around 3:15 this morning. 23-year-old Richard Maxwell was pronounced dead at the scene. The other 3 victims, ranging from 22 to 28 years old, were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Police say Maxwell was found dead in front of the One Stop Food Mart just up the street.
Somebody's let this thing get way out of control.
While some residents say gunshots are not out of the ordinary, White says he believes this isn't that bad of an area.
I just, encourage people in the evening just to be safe.
Wow.
Oh, that was crazy. So was that like a club or something?
Well, it actually was a building that we looked at, and when we were raising the money, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to purchase the building because it would have been office space downstairs, and then it had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment upstairs. And when we had secured, at this time, I had really secured a loan. We were fundraising, but I had also secured a loan. And the loan was for the agreed amount that the gentleman who owned the building wanted to sell it to us for. But I don't know what Daddy did some research or what he was feeling or whatever, but the agreed upon price we talked about, he then later came back and wanted to change the price and go up. And so I just didn't go with it because it was so much money we would have had to put into the building to get it where we wanted to get it to be able to have the apartment, usable and have the bottom set up the way we needed it for office space. So no, we didn't get it. And see, that was the universe making sure that I was where we needed to be to serve the people, and that's why we were not there. But that was a mess. I don't know what it is. I guess they've maybe changed it into some type of event center. Anybody have any idea? And if any of our viewers are watching and you're familiar with that story, I just thought it was like really coincident that it was the building that I was looking at to have for Nation. So
Well,
That's
for
correct.
me, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry that to the family because someone did lose their life. We
oh,
just heard that this turned tragic. Was more importantly, and I don't know if this is related or not, but there was a Pride night basically that was supposed to be the mass spot that was supposed to be putting on a Pride night that was located near that vicinity. And so I don't know if this was something targeted towards the LGBT community, but I remember receiving flyers and, about posting an event that was located around that around that Pride event. And so I don't know if that was directed to the Pride event that Erica was hosting at, I don't know if it's at the same building or where it was, because I don't know any of the details. But it's just tragic that somebody lost their life. I know it was near that intersection where they talked about a metal bridge in Savannah. But
Well,
I
when
just
you
want
think
to,
about where that is, there isn't, when I think of Meadow Bridge in Savannah, where that car dealership is, there isn't any other buildings up there from what
yes,
I'm
it is.
thinking.
It is. It is. It's a pinchback. The bail bondsman. He have an
It
event space
does.
as well. So
I think the Pride event was at 3730 Meadow Bridge, so I don't know if that's in that same. So I just hope that no one from our community, anybody was injured during that,
Yeah.
because it's been 28 people since July, and just in this month alone that have been shot.
28 in July.
Yeah,
Mm.
in Richmond, 28 people since July.
Yeah, well, and they were young as well. Like they were,
Yeah.
I think, 22 to 28. So
Yeah.
prayers to their families.
Yeah.
It was a 15-year-old who was killed not too long ago. A, s- uh, a student, I believe he went to Armstrong, if I'm not mistaken.
And
But
then like then it goes to like then folks holler about Black Lives Matter. Like we get mad at the police, but we still doing it to ourselves.
right,
We got to stop.
and these are
Lives,
babies.
if Black lives truly matter, then they should all matter, and we need to stop killing each other, and we need to uplift and support one another.
And when you say Black Lives Matter, that means all Black lives.
All
Don't
Black Lives
separate
Matter.
the Black lives. It's not Black lives, Black trans lives,
Hmm.
Black this life. No, it's Black lives. Period. We Black.
You
I
mad? And you
think
mad?
when I was Black, dummy,
And
dummy, dummy.
I want to reiterate something that Tori said, just about transition, because like you said, some people want us to separate our identities, and yes, we were Black first, and we know that, and we see that all day
Hmm.
long.
Right.
But we transitioned into a transgendered woman, and that is also part of our Black identity. That is an intersection of our Black identity. But we as people, period, and this is where the quote from Tori Cooper comes in, we all transitioning. In life, you are transitioning.
Hmm.
You are going from one point to another point in some point in your life. So you are in transition. Hey, Mimi.
That's true. Hey, Mimi girl.
Yes.
That is
Brianna,
true.
Brianna
And
do
I would identify as a trans man.
spam promoter. She didn't even speak as Miss Nation's Plus Rude online. Or she trying to act like she frozen.
No, oh my God, you always trying to put me on the spot.
I'm gonna give you another
Hey, Mimi, don't do
opportunity.
that. You know I'm not shady. I'm not shady. Hey, Mimi, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
Yes,
that.
and speaking of when I said I'm a trans
You
man,
acting
the
like
trans man MI and film. Yes.
Mhm.
Shout out to Nations MI and film in the building.
Yes, yes. And since we got nations on the lips, um, our new president, Bernard Howe, he is doing a call to action on Saturday, August the 15th, 2020, via Zoom at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're interested in owning a preliminary to nation's pageantry system, we want you. So we are growing and want you to grow with us. So please RSVP by email no later than August 12th, 2020. And you can email Bernard at nationsfoundationrva.org. So we are trying to expand our preliminaries and our reach. So I'm going to look again, put Brianna on the spot. I want to see her get one preliminary in 2021. I want to charge my court to do that. Yeah, each one they get a prelim for the 2021 season. I'm going to bless them greatly.
Oh.
And I said that on live.
Oh, no, it's live,
Oh,
baby.
don't worry, baby. My mind is racing right about now. Can I ask you a question?
It should
Okay.
have.
Do you
It
want?
should have.
Do you
Look,
want?
it should have been racing last year.
Listen. Do you want? You always try me. Don't worry about it. Do you want? Well, so you're saying I'm just trying to get a better understanding. What if one of us wanted to own a prelim? Would that be fine, or do you want us to go out and try to find somebody to do a prelim? That's
I
what
said
I'm trying to understand because you need.
my language was grow preliminary. I want more preliminary. So if that's you stepping into the realm of being a preliminary promoter, then so be it. But I want to see more preliminaries for the system. And Bernard is working diligently, and we're doing a lot of restructuring. And it's absolutely the T to be a part of the nation's pageantry system because I love all the other pageants, but none of the other pageants are nation's pageantry system and stand for what we stand for. And if you have not noticed, we have been the blueprint for other pageants to follow in their philanthropy work and giving back to community and all of that. So we must be doing something right. So we have national recognition, true national recognition among LGBTQ people and heterosexual, cisgender, and transgender people. So to be a part of the system would be absolutely amazing. So we are looking to make it grow. We've had conversations about the way I handle business, and at the end of the day, I'm a businesswoman. And if you're into something that means something that is of purpose, then join us on that call. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And I just want to let everybody know when you sign your name on that document with Zakia, when you sign your name on that document, she goes by the document. You know what she tells me when I ask her a question? Go back and look at your contract. You know what I do? I just go back. I don't even argue. I just go back and I look. She does that, and it ain't no malice behind it. I don't think she be trying to be fierce or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a question where if you read your contract, then you'll know the answer. But if it's a question that's not in the contract, then yes, it's her obligation to answer it. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, and people think that that's me being fierce, and that's not me being fierce. That's me instilling in people that they need to read. I have noticed in our community that we really don't read. People don't read. You put a flyer out and everything, all the information on the flyer, and then they'll still call you and say, well, what time this start or what time that start? And anytime you sign a contract with anyone, and especially when you're looking at this as a business, if drag is your business, and it should be a business for those of us that do drag, because drag is expensive. So it should be a business. Like I told a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, talked to her on the phone. I said, Zakia Jamassier is a business. Zakia Jamassier Entertainment LLC is a business. And so that's how I file taxes on pageant money, drag money, all of that. That was how, before I began to work, I was able to buy cars, establish credit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was using that money and using it, towards my income. But we have to get it together, you know what I'm saying? And get our stuff in order so that we can be successful. And saying that was just really reiterating that fact.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
tune in. Hey, everyone, tune in. Share the live. Tune in.
the King said, got it.
California.
I'm working on my prelim in Augusta.
Yes, King, Mr. Nations in the building.
And my granddaughter, hi baby.
Hey, Tiff.
And
Yes,
and
Miss
you and
Anita.
you should look and you should read all your stuff regardless because somebody could try to pull the okey doke on you. And you never know. And you never know what you signing to. They may be telling you that your tips for the next 20 years after you win the pageant is theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You need to read it so that you don't get worked. What happened to Bree? She must have got hot with me, babe. No, I'm just I think I've been
But
in
no, I mean, but that's real. I think that one time at work, you had asked me a question about something and I didn't know, and you told me to go back and read my paperwork. You was
right.
like, I don't. You were like, if I ask you a question, I need for you to be on your beat, and I need for you to know this. So it wasn't no shade. You weren't trying to be fierce. That's just how things need to be.
Yeah, people think that's me trying to be funny, but it's not. That's something, that my mother instilled in me. Read stuff before you sign it because you don't know what you signing. You could, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be signing your firstborn away. You could be signing.
I
Well,
signed a contract one time, sister. Look what happened. I didn't read it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I didn't read it.
I'm not.
Hey,
You better to teach you.
Vaughn, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you some questions. And I'm gonna call you FaceTime
You
too.
okay, darling?
Make sure you got no papers. Zena crazy. And Derek, we would love to have you come in to the den.
Yes.
The galaxy.
Yes.
And my top model from my photo shoot. Yes, honey. So if y'all ever I'm doing pictures, I'm trying some new stuff. So if you ever want to get your pictures done, reach out to me. Zena saw me doing a shoot today. It was much fun.
Yes, and
Good.
I will be there to help you get ready and be of assistance to anyone who's ready to come for a photo shoot.
Yes, honey. So we had a loss today. Was it today? Like we just
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
yeah, 88,
Imagine.
a legend.
And funny as hell. He was funny as all get out. My grandma used to watch him all the time. So, Regis was a good one.
Yeah, so we
And to
want
sit in front of the camera every day and to go live with him and Kathy Lee and then to change for
Mhm.
him with Kelly and now see how Ryan Seacrest is coming up and just having to be in the camera every day and be that host and be in so many people's living rooms.
Yeah.
well, we doing the same thing, but we ain't doing it every day. We doing it weekly. But we in people's living rooms, cars.
This is a business. This is a business, man. So you see the cash apps, okay? So the cash apps, and thank everyone for the cash apps. I do send cash apps. Definitely send it to the community.
I
Yeah,
know
we
that's right.
definitely appreciate it.
I know that's right.
But
But y'all, I'm sorry.
go ahead. I
Sis.
was gonna ask, did you have anything you wanted to bring to the table? And you was
I
going.
I do because I saw this and I couldn't believe it. I don't know why Publix is still open in White Oaks right now because they had an issue out there with a 15-year-old black boy who was told by a white woman that she didn't want that black boy bagging her groceries. So they not only told the black boy that he didn't have to pack her groceries, they sent him outside. And this same woman tried to run him over.
Girl, no. And across the street from the office.
Yes, so they have been out there all day today at Publix trying to, protest because from my understanding, they didn't ban this woman. They didn't when she made the request for a non-black bagger, she should have been turned away because you shouldn't be able to make a demand like that in 2020.
Right.
So shame on Publix and shame on Henrico Police Department because they stated that, well, we don't know if she attempted to do that on purpose or not, or if she was a bad driver. You said that because she looks like your mom, but if that woman looked like me, it
Or
would,
been my black ass.
Right, we're going to jail. So what has happened is the NAACP and a few other people have forced the store to release the video to the police. They have identified who she is, and I believe that she will have charges pressed against her. But again, it's crazy to me that first off, my daughter asked to work at Publix, and I said no. The minute you want to charge me to use a basket, ain't that the place that charge you to use the basket? I
No,
believe
is
is
it
that
public?
them?
I thought it was. I know Save a Lot charge you to use the basket.
Well,
Charge
I thought it was them. I may be wrong, but I'm like, no, I can't shop there. I don't have an extra quarter, so I knew that won't go work over for me. But yeah, they treated him like he cried. That young man cried.
Mm.
So I think they need to arrest her, and I don't care if she meant to do it or not. You went in there with malicious intent. If you
So
saw,
I'm just trying to get I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to get an understanding. So they allow racism in their establishment. That's what you're saying. Because when you took him from bagging her groceries to go get somebody else, you just as racist as she is.
yeah, she told that boy, I don't want you bagging my groceries, and went and told the manager, I want someone else to bag my
And
groceries.
you know
I
what?
don't
That
I don't
manager
want
should have got fired. That manager should have got fired. It shouldn't have been no ifs, ands, or
that's it.
buts about it
And
because
when
I've seen.
and when did that happen?
This happened this, if I'm not mistaken, this sometime this weekend. If I'm not, this just happened.
See, and look, Virginia
July
Values,
1st. July 1st.
Virginia Values Act. He being discriminated in public accommodations and employment publicly.
Yeah. And I mean, it is ridiculous that, and again, he's 15. He's a 15-year-old boy. No 15-year-old boy nobody should have to put up with it. And that boy cried. They said he cried. And I would cry too. I would cry too. So shame on Publix. Shame that she paid with cash. Publix made up every excuse in the book. She paid with cash. We can't identify her, but it took the NAACP to force them to give up that video to the police.
Mm.
I
So
was
now
shut.
I want
I
I
was shut
want to
their
see what
ass
she look
down.
like.
I would shut Publix ass down. We would shut it down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
Well,
you if you
I don't go to Publix no way because I don't like that food. I don't like that cakes. That cakes taste nasty. That salad bar is horrible. Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
Mm,
I don't go to Publix. The chicken tastes like rubber. I don't.
oh,
I don't.
mm.
I don't go to Publix.
but
now
but you
you
know but you know what? That's like the same thing. Like, did you see? I don't know if y'all seen it where the black lady, she went in the restaurant with her son, and the manager said that she could and her son couldn't come in there with the clothes that he had on, and then when she turned the camera to the boy outside, to the Caucasian boy outside, the little boy outside, he had the same thing on like the black boy
wow.
did. And so it was just a big thing. They fired the man because everybody that she talked to that didn't do nothing, they fired all of them.
As
They
they
did
should
not
have.
play. They did not play no games, and that's what they need to do when it go down to the line, because it go to the supervisor, the managers. You know what I'm saying? And when it go to people, you have to rip and rave for. You have to act. Sometimes it's not acting a fool, but you got to let them know that you're not going to stand for
Right.
And are
it.
you going to use? Are you going to use your aggressive
Assertive.
communication or your assertive communication? Yes.
I'm gonna say I am a person that spends my hard-earned money and I work every day, and I should be treated with the same respect as any
Right.
individual, because at the end of the day, you should not look at my color, you should be looking at my dollar.
Right. Right. And Sterling's right. It needs to be a zero tolerance policy.
Any
Her
establishment that take
her
that.
money her
Ooh,
money is not that important. I think in this environment, people, some stores and entities, it's been so long since they made some money, they feel they got to take any money. Publix felt like they had to take that money, when in fact Publix didn't need that money. They could have told that woman, you know what, ma'am, we do not tolerate that here. We're going to ask for you to leave, and we're going to ask for you not to return to our store. I don't
Mhm.
care how bad she talk to you or talk about you, but you did the right thing, because if she went to Facebook And she told them, I got thrown out of Publix and I'm not ever going to go there anymore. And she told her followers what she did. That's going to blow up. And it's going to be people who are going to tell her you were wrong.
And
Another
it may keep a much more people like her from going to Publix because birds
Right.
of a feather flock
Talk
together.
together.
So if
Right.
she was a racist and she go post and said that they put her out, then that would keep a whole hell of a lot of other races from up out of
Right.
it. But
Right.
what I don't want to see is Publix coming out with some equal opportunity employment non-discrimination
Bullshit.
commercial bullshit because
They
that
put
was
out a statement. It wasn't even how we don't condone this. You condoned it when it
Yes,
happened
you fucking do. Shut up. Shut right
with your
on up.
rubber chicken selling ass.
And with your nasty cake selling ass.
Hmm. Your chicken is rubber. Your
and
cakes is rubber.
your salad bar nobody wants to toss.
Mhm.
I am like really like I'm really like gagging.
So
I'm really
Devon says, so do you think it's best to let go a person who shows discrimination or send them to a course to educate them?
well,
I think some people you just can't educate. And yeah, so I think in some instances that people are so ignorant in their way of thinking that as a business owner, you have the right to not serve them based on, you know, the way that they are. So for Publix to uphold that, it just shows you that their HR and their management and their owners, that is their belief. So they are showing us who they are. So we need to believe them and we need to stop patronizing them. And then they can't keep that 6,000 square feet store open if ain't nobody going in there. You feel me?
and let me tell y'all this. In prison they have a it's called an act, it's called PREA, Prison Rape Elimination Act. And it's just umbrella. It's just a lot of things under the umbrella, but it's mainly towards discrimination against anybody in the LGBT community. And what they did now, what they started doing was putting officers through training. So when it's called a sensitivity training, that's what it's called. So you
Mhm.
know more places are starting to do stuff like that. So I feel like if we listen to what the people concerns are and we come up with a solution and then we take you through this sensitivity training and then you just fuck everything we just taught you and you just want to do what you want to do, your ass should get canned. Yes, I don't care. I don't care if
But
you have
you
been
know
working there
what?
20
Those
years.
those prior trainings, girl, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, it's very disheartening. And Zena
Yeah.
knows that I was going to what was it? What was it? Bon Air Juvenile Correctional Facility. What was
Yeah.
it called? Yeah, I was going there and doing sensitivity trainings for Priya. Me along with Virginia Anti-Violence Project, um, and side by side had got us in to do these specific trainings.
Mhm.
And them people, it was mandatory for them to come. So people were pissed off that didn't, you know, who were off from work. They sat in there very disengaged, unbothered,
Mhm.
like they had no um, any inkling of an idea of changing their thought process. And then even some of them tried to challenge, you know, what we were saying and why should we identify? Why should you just be respectful to a person? And
Right.
then especially youth, because these were children. And so this was something that was supposed to have been for Priya, and Priya had us coming in to do all this work to help, you know, make the facility better, start these groups for trans youth and LGBTQ identified people. And then it just like fell off. It was like, oh, they checked this box and that was it. And now,
Mhm.
you know, we haven't been back and I've reached out and, you know, it's nothing. So that PREA Elimination Act, yes, that's some federal policy that's there, but these people don't care. They have this mindset of how they feel about this community or how they feel about this community that is also an inmate. And you know what I'm saying? It's foolishness.
Yeah,
And
and the thing is, you want people to respect you. You know what I'm saying? As individual, because I feel like this. you might disrespect me out here, but then one day I do get out, and I've seen plenty of officers, correctional officers, POs, and stuff like this. You don't live in a bubble. So when you act to ask, I didn't know, I didn't seen a man pull up on a officer that was carrying him in jail, and the man was with his daughter, and the other man, the inmate that was out or whatever, he pulled up on the officer with his gun and was like, "I could have killed you." Cause see, you don't know when you're gonna see these people, and you acting like a goddamn asshole, complete asshole to them, and then you thinking that it's gonna be gravy. Oh no, it's not gonna be gravy, because some people, they hold grudges, and when they see you, it is what it is. And now you see they're dead. They done shot one of your family members or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now you sitting looking stupid. Because you didn't want to treat somebody like a human being. We didn't ask for no special accommodations or what. Go back, if you're gonna do something, go by the goddamn book. I'd rather for you to go by the goddamn book and give me what I'm supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give me no extra. Just go by the goddamn book and just treat me like a human being. If you don't want to do nothing else, go by the rules and regulations that when you signed that contract, that's what you was gonna go by. You ain't got to do no goddamn extra. But then when you start doing extra,
Bree says she charged if you add to the contract.
Child, you know for real, this not a contract.
So Sterling Black says when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I'm sorry, believe them. It isn't on us to be tolerant of someone else's growth process. I can acknowledge that growth from a distance, but a person shouldn't have to suffer or be hurt while someone else is learning that their behavior is inappropriate. I totally agree.
Yeah. And that goes back. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Z.
And also, my mother, Miss Sophia.
Mother Hyena.
Hey, she said, hello, family. Just stopping by to say hello. Gotta charge my phone. Great work and conversation as always. Our kids are saying, love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And I'm definitely going to tune in at 10 for her birthday extravaganza tonight. So if you are a laughing hyena, you need to make sure you tune in to Mother Sophia. Her birthday extravaganza tonight, y'all. So yes, so thank you. I love her. She
charge that phone. Her phone get all the tea back behind the stage at Trinity. Well, I don't know if it's changed now, but I know she used to be live for Trinity's Diva Den Duke shows on Sunday night, and I used to love her going live in the dressing room and just interacting with all the entertainers. It was so great, but I don't know, that changed last Sunday, so I don't know, because a lot of people are getting changed and getting naked and so forth. So
she have a lot of excuse me, I'm eating ice and trying to talk. She have a lot of good background footage. Like she was showing me some stuff, and she had some like footage of Amari when Amari was getting ready at the pageant when Amari won. And so some really good memories. Davon says, Sterling, I agree, but I do believe discrimination is a learned behavior, so we must try to educate before letting go. Just my belief.
I agree to a certain degree. You know, when we're talking about the discrimination that came upon that 15-year-old boy, that 15-year-old black boy, a child. So in that essence, Juan, you know, I'm not going to say that we need to take the time to educate a grown ass woman on how to treat a child. And what I will not do is allow Publix to just send their people to sensitivity training, but because when they sign that paperwork with Publix, that's something that you already signed those things when you get jobs. That's any job. You talk about those things. And I guess at my age, I'm tired of trying to explain to somebody what the issue is and why you shouldn't feel the way you feel. I guess I'm just to the point where you feel the way you feel, but respect me. And I guess everyone in here is the same way. Respect me.
And you know what? The funny thing is,
respect.
I've been discriminated. One time I was in and this is a funny story, y'all. I went to Rainbow, and I was with another friend of mine. And so when I went to the register, it was a dark-skinned lady that looked like Precious. She's standing there, and the Puerto Rican lady, I think she was like Puerto Rican or something. So she was behind the counter. She was the manager. So the girl, she had the clothes and she was doing like this. And she was like, she told him, she looked at the manager and she said, yeah, because I was trying to see what it was. And I clocked it. Oh, but baby, it gets good. I turned around to my friend and I said, hey, did I tell you how I had to cuss this stinking ass fish bucket out that was trying me at the motherfucking store the other day? I called her all types of stinking whores and everything. So when I turned back around, the black girl left. So now it's just me and the manager, and I'm still going in, but I still went in, and she had to endure all that. While I'm still going off, she had to endure because she's the manager, and it kind of pissed me off. I don't take no. If somebody, listen, let me say this. I don't give a fuck if somebody clock me or not. But one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna disrespect me. Point blank, we're not even gonna do that.
I'm gonna have to get a beep. I'm gonna have to get a beep, 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 beep,
yeah,
beep,
beep,
beep.
I don't like
We're moderating.
I don't like when other people discriminate against like I don't like bullies because I think that's you're a bully. So when I see like something with like people messing with like the handicap or the, you know what I'm saying, something the handicap or the less fortunate, like, you know what I'm saying, like a bum on the street or something like that, I say something. I don't know if I'm super saver hoe, but I had to grow up and I didn't have nobody to really fight for me. Right. You get what I'm saying? My life was really, really hard. And I mean, I had family and stuff, but mentally I had to fight for myself. And when I see people being bullied and stuff, I say something. That's just me. Because I wouldn't be a human being if I sat back and watch stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, what kind of human being would sit and let somebody, you know what I'm saying, get discriminated or talk to any kind of way, or somebody who can't fight back?
Well, you know, I think that's been me all my life. I think the first time a white person called me the N-word, they also called my gay dads the F word. And I chased him down the hill and I split my ear. But, you know, he also called me a 3-finger N-word, you know, so it's like all my life I had to go through that. Oh, yeah, I beat his ass, but I had some stitches in my ear, you know, so in one 5-minute place, I was discriminated against because I didn't have all my fingers. I was black. And then you discriminated against 2 men that I love, 2 men that helped raise me. So it's like, I feel you, you know, it's like that stuff to me, we're going to fight all day long. They could try with Z. If she with me, we just going to be fighting. And she know it. We just going to be fighting. You look at her wrong. What the fuck is up with you? Because we could do it.
Oh, you heard that? We ain't fighting no more.
No fighting. We shoot. They looting, we shoot.
And so Sophia commented, she said, right, if you didn't learn to respect people growing up in your household, you're full of rudeness. Austin St. James said, I don't think discrimination is a learned behavior. It is my belief that people are taught at a very young age to hate. And wow, Sterling Black.
Come on, Jim. He's dropping more than gems. Now he's dropping diamonds, okay?
Okay. He said Devon Iman Dickinson, diamond, most definitely. As someone who has been a store manager, there's a place where you can impact people. And when you can, you'd be amazing how well people turn around. At the same time, in a work environment, if I have someone on staff that is homophobic, for example, and I have a gay employee, now I have to decide how to make both comfortable. And if one's actions make the other feel uncomfortable, then I have to decide what's the best course of action. That's death. And then Lex Walker say, if you do get a beeper,
it's going down. Facts, Lexus.
No, but I understand, and what he just said, what he just said is right. It's kind of like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But you gotta look at it. You are a store manager, and if you have 2 employees, you know what I'm saying, or whatever's going on, you got one that's homophobic, and then you have one that's a trans woman or something, or one in the LGBT community. You have, first of all, you have to figure out a way so you won't get pulled into the mess. You get what I'm saying? Because the first thing want to say is, not trying to be funny, oh, you taking up for them because of this. Because people do that. You get what I'm saying? So you have to balance it out. But then my thing is, me, I would look, I ain't even trying to be funny. I have a business to run. When you sign that contract, no, when you sign that application, it was rules and stuff, and discrimination is in one of them. So you don't. I mean, people need to just grow up. That's it. Grow the hell up. Right. Can I say hell?
Yeah.
Can I say damn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just when you be F-bombing, I shared on a lot of different platforms, and you steadily telling me that you want me to run for office. So we got to keep it. Can't be F-bombing. We want the
PG.
Because they gonna pull this video
13,
up during the
13,
campaign.
PG-13. Let's keep it PG-13.
Yeah, they gonna pull this video up during the campaign trail. And is this the type of representative you want running for your office? And then
I'll tell them I have always and will always be for the people. And
exactly. Yes.
When your mentality get out of office, then you will understand that all people matter. So,
but guess what? I'm gonna be your PR representative, because guess what we're gonna do?
Oh God!
We're gonna put all your dirty laundry out there, because if you put your stuff out there, there's nothing that they can talk about. We're gonna listen. I'm gonna go in the backyard, and I'm gonna dig up.
No, fire! You're fired.
People, I've seen it. I don't know if it was a movie or something.
Thank you, Tiffany.
The man, he said that they was going to. He said if you put all your stuff out there, then it's nothing for them to talk about.
Well,
and that is the truth. Because they're going to, Zaki, they're going to be digging. They're going to be digging, baby. They're going to be digging.
It ain't too much that they really can find, for real. I don't have no criminal record. I'm an open book about my mother and my life, and I have talked about my life. So, we have.
If they found the governor of Virginia in blackface and pictures and stuff, we move past, and senator, people, representatives going into hotel rooms sexually harassing women. I think it's a lot more going on than worry about a picture or a Jerry Springer episode.
Right, the president grabbing vaginas. The least they can say is it might be some photos somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That might be it. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, who hasn't done that? Who hasn't?
Right, the first lady got new photos.
Right. And then depending on what photo it is that they may see, child, I may get a whole different type of vote. So it is what it is.
Oh my God!
Yes, always for the people first. It starts off we the people.
Right.
And one thing you can say, and when you put me in your cabinet, and when I put you
in a cabinet and put a lock on it.
I'm gonna say
she's gonna go run to jail. She's going back to jail to help the trans women in jail.
I service the community very well.
Yeah, Bree have to be the prison reform manager. She going back to jail. She gonna help the trans in jail while she's there. Lord.
Well, where did Zena go? Did Zena say off the mic? Did she say off camera?
She said she had to go off the record because she did not. She don't want no part.
Oh my God.
No, but Zaki, I really feel strongly about. Listen, I mean, I back people up. You know what I'm saying, with different endeavors. A lot of people have just stopped doing their endeavors or have failed at it. And I still, you know what I'm saying, still support people. And I really think strongly that you should really run for some type of something, because you're doing, I believe I believe you're going to be one of the ones that when you're in that position, you was doing it, you know what I'm saying, at this level. But when you get in the position where you can shake and move some stuff, because you shaking and moving now.
Mhm.
You shaking and moving now, but baby, when you sit down and you around them, you're gonna say, oh yeah, Sophia's home
Yes.
now.
Yes. The men will be able to strip in Virginia and not have to worry about the rules and laws that prevent the men being discriminated against. Because if you go to the female strip club, the women can show their titty, they can show their breasts, and they can show all of their bikini area and so forth. But here, we don't have the men's strip club. So one law I would like to see change here while we talking about legislation, if I could split mine in, all work is work.
Let me take notes.
All work is work. Okay.
Well,
Men,
that is something that I believe, and I have been talking because I bounce ideas off of folks a lot because I hear a lot of stuff in community. So there are some things that I have brought to their attention, like now that we've gotten so many things passed this year that protect us, like I'm shifting my energy to, I want sex work legalized. I think it's important for legal sex work to be legalized, especially when you continue to discriminate and oppress people, and people can't get jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's the oldest profession. It works in Las Vegas. I think that it would generate revenue. That's one thing I want to see happen. Another thing that I want to see happen is I want to see, with the work that I've done with insurance companies, healthcare insurance, I also want to do work with life insurance companies.
Yes.
A lot of times folks who are living with HIV have higher premiums or have harder times getting life insurance. And I think that is unfair, especially when folks are living longer with HIV and the meds and stuff are changing. So it's some other things that we've decriminalized marijuana, but I want to legalize marijuana so that we have dispensaries, because I think that those monies that we make that would generate revenue for the state, it will help us to fix roads. It will help us to put more budgets in schools. There's a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
Yes,
I think
and
both of
people are
those.
doing it. Married people are doing it every day. They get married, and it's a form of prostitution because they're married and they're getting money. They're getting tax breaks, and then they have a mistress on the side, and they're paying them, and so then they end up paying double. So either way, people are out here doing it right now.
And then and another thing, Zakia, I think that the rate it will bring down the rate of like STDs and like HIV and stuff like that, because like they always have to get tested. So then that'll bring our numbers down, because if you want to, okay, we don't legalize it now, what we tell you got to do, you always got to go get checked. You know what I'm saying? And once
also,
I think it's just, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think like, because if you don't use protection, then you put in other people at risk that are like, you know what I'm saying? You got a girlfriend and she's using protection, and then she have the date that you done had, and you done gave him something, and you done got hurt. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a 3-strike rule. Once 3 strikes you out, if you come up like drug test, you come up positive with any STD or anything like that. If you STD, because if you get tested and you don't have nothing, and say if you come up 3 times positive with the STD, then you cannot be a sex worker no more, because you are in danger. You are a threat to society.
I think that is a little strict. Saying a S 3 times a S. No, seriously, because STDs are curable first and foremost. When we talk about chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, you know what I'm saying?
It should be a stimulation one.
But I could see if you test positive, and I still don't think that should be a hindrance from people engaging in sex work.
Right.
Because people who are positive that are in care are are healthy, and if their viral loads are undetectable, they are less likely to transmit the virus. But I think that it should be definitely be like some type of sex worker disclaimer, business license that validates that your status. I don't know the guidelines. Maybe I need to look into stuff that's happening in Nevada. This is just me talking off the top of my head of what I would
A
think.
disclaimer.
But I don't think that, I don't think you saying somebody getting, 3 STDs should be a deal breaker for them cutting off their horns, because you can't get treated for gonorrhea,
Yeah.
syphilis, chlamydia. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got one of the viruses, then I think that you need to, maybe have some type of, disclaimer or something. But I also think that all of them should be like on PrEP or Truvada, you know what I'm saying? So that they, are resistant. But like STIs, you're really not going to be able to like really, really suppress that, because, people like what they like, and people going to
Yeah.
want it wet and raw. So,
And some people like it raw, yeah.
so I
And I
think like
get that.
counting those people out that get 3 STDs, I think, shit, I know some people who probably, I'm sure some people, has. I'm so sure. Watch your step and take your breath. Yes.
Hello.
But I
And
think
wash
that
your hands and wear a mask.
I think
And
that
two masks.
when it happens, because I do believe that in the future, if not the near future, it will be legalized. I think that it will be. I think the same way it is now in some places, there are certain things that are in place to counteract STIs per se. I guess with testing, so I know it's doable.
Yeah. I
And,
mean,
and,
I
and
think, I feel like if women have the right to make a decision about their body to end a life, you understand what I'm saying? Then consenting grown folks, it should not be illegal for if this man that is coming at me, knowing that he's coming at me with the fact that he want to give me some money for my time for
right,
whatever it is that we doing, and he's
right,
grown and I'm grown.
right,
It is not for you to control what I can do with my
right,
body, as long as I ain't doing it out in public, as long
right.
as I'm not hurting nobody or killing nobody. These is 2 grown people. And at the end of the day, you've been tricking for a long time, Zena. When
21 years.
you may be married, but when you know you need male to do something that you really want done, you do some strange things to
I
make
do and I
it.
have. I do and I have. And I am not ashamed because, as someone said, it isn't tricking if you got it.
Yay.
So Anjane said there should be a written consent form for the provider and the client that will provide information on the behalf of both. I would love to hear
Mm.
in regards to what, Anjane, that would, and I hope she comments back. Yeah.
Yes, it's
So,
not tricking if you got it.
huh?
It's not tricking if you have it.
Everybody done tricked before. Everybody done tricked.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
Some
and
say
Zaki had
normal
told you
things.
21 years.
Everybody done tricked. Oh, I ain't never tricked. Yes, you did. Shut up.
Well, and talking about the two with the laws that are in place too, with coronavirus and STIs and HIV, and there's so many different things that you can get. I mean, it's not just one coronavirus. We're socially distancing. But think about people that are being charged with infecting people with HIV, and it be, attempted murder, or the laws that are in place that discriminate against people with HIV. When nowadays, if it's between consenting adults, you're at risk. Everyone's at risk. We're at risk of coronavirus. You're at risk. That should be an assumed risk. And people are literally, their lives are turned upside down. And who knows to say if it really happened, because a lot of, when you look at these cases that involve these people with HIV who are in jail and so forth, is because the proof. How do you prove when somebody slept and so forth? It just gets a lot.
It's like
You
it
know,
takes a lot, yeah.
And so
a word in a jury.
Anjane's statement was in regards to sex work. So she was suggesting that there should be a written consent form, just like if you're doing an HIV test, you got a consent test. So a written consent form, and tell me if I'm really relaying what you're saying, right, Anjane? But a written consent form from the provider, whoever the sex worker is, and the client, and that will provide information on behalf of both.
Like a do's
Excluding
and don'ts.
liability.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like this is what, as the provider, this is what I'm going to provide. As a client, this is,
A
And it,
release of liability.
yeah, and it also, I don't know how in depth, but she said we'll provide information on the behalf of both. So I guess maybe talking about with their
the rights and responsibilities or something like that.
or their health status, and you know what I'm saying, so that when you sign this consent, you know what it is that you're getting into. You get what I'm saying? But it's working in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let me say
It
that
does. It does. The Bunny Ranch
so
jumps.
so there has been a model, and Las Vegas is amazing and beautiful. So it seems like the model is working. So other places need to follow suit. Okay, she said exactly. I have it correct. Yeah. Thank you. Awesome.
You said Las Vegas.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
Nevada.
it's prostitute. It's legal up there.
All right, I'll see y'all.
That wisdom tooth feel now, ain't it? That mouth feeling good now. Let's say, what did that mouth do?
I'm on my way.
Girl, you are retarded.
No,
I'm going with you.
I'm just joking. But people, I feel like people got to do what they got to do, and people don't know. People always saying, I feel like this. I can never comment on your life or your situation if I haven't been through it. Now, if I've been through, and people say, oh, take a walk in my shoes. Now, if I don't walk them goddamn heels down to flats, then I think I have a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? So if, I don't know. I just don't like when people just be commenting on stuff and they don't know nothing about. But if you're a sex worker, my thing is opportunities out there for you, you know what I'm saying, to get out of that line of work. But if you are going to do it, then be safe about it. You know what I'm saying? Because your life is all you have, and ain't nobody gonna care about your life but your own. So if you are gonna do it, be smart about it. But sometimes you gotta say, look, this enough is enough. I'm tired of this, and just ask for help. A closed mouth don't get fed, because you could come to the Nations Foundation and you can talk to Zakia, or you could talk to Destiny or Takira, or you could talk to one of the lovely people at Nations Foundation. They will help you get yourself together, or any organization should be able to help you get out of that line of work if they're really for the people.
Well, to help me, Bree.
Oh, we're going to Vegas.
I almost got lost in Vegas.
Well, no, it's
I wanted to go to the Bunny Ranch.
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly.
We're going to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to one of my friends' birthday is in, I think, like October. I think he had wanted to go to Vegas. So, and then I think my cousin, she went and she was like, it's really nice. So I just want to go one time. You got to live life, honey. Life is too short.
Well, I know we went in 2016 for our 9th wedding anniversary, and we talked about going to the Bunny Ranch. Like that was one of our. No, I don't care about no Elvis. I was trying to go to the Bunny Ranch with my husband.
Girl, you gotta have a coin, girl.
Well, we was gonna have more than a coin, but we didn't make it. We didn't make it after the Mariah concert. After the Mariah concert, it was like I was over it, but we did not make it. But the next trip we are going.
Can she sing?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Don't get it twisted.
Well, Tiffany says she on the Vegas train with you. Don't leave without her.
All right, Tiffany girl, we're going to the ranch, girl. We going to the ranch.
Anjanae said
stuff there. They do couples and they do
And I don't know what they do there, but we was gonna go find out what they do there at the bunny ranch.
freaking.
Mel is probably saying you talk too damn much, but no,
The door closed.
Oh God.
the door is closed.
No.
Oh my God, I want to move into let's segue into, of course, the only thing I really had in not hot is just Donald Trump again. He just constantly stays in our not hot. I'm not even gonna take a lot of time on him, but definitely not hot.
Not hot.
Like definitely not hot.
Yeah,
Reese,
he retarded. He done. I'm telling y'all, he done been with one of the girls, and her thing was bigger than his, and he felt some type of way or something. I don't.
No, he mad. He mad because she did him better than he did her, and he was
Exactly.
heated. No one is better than
Going
me.
on. This man act like he act like a trans woman raped his mama or somebody in the LGBT raped his mama or something. Wait, I ain't trying to be funny. What's not hot? Did y'all see the picture of his mama and his daddy and him standing there? And them people looking like the goddamn crypt keeper, God forgive me. But they looked at, did you see his mama?
I actually seen the picture of Fred, and I don't know. I think it was because his dad was so old. I'm gonna say it's because he was that old, but his face just didn't look right. Like it looked like it was like not melted on, but like stapled on. I was like, oh my God.
Did
well
you know?
look,
But did you actually see? I actually seen it on Facebook. Somebody it was Donald Trump, his mama, and his daddy, and he was standing on the end. And then what they did was they took the mama and put the mama down here, put the daddy right here. And I was looking like, really? And he be trying to let people. Did you look at your mama and daddy? They
what
look like some creatures.
help me with this, Brianna, because you shared something in our group.
That honey, that's Michael Jackson.
Baby, y'all watch this.
Y'all ain't ready.
Oh, he about to cut up. He about to cut up.
He about to kill it.
Oh, he about to cut up. Watch this. Y'all, oh my God. He couldn't be fooled. Y'all, I was listening. Let me tell y'all when that came across. Listen, when that was inboxing me, I was crying, laughing. I was like, I send it to people, and that's one thing I do. I do like send stuff because I like to make people laugh. So when I see stuff on Facebook that's funny, I really share it to. You know what I'm saying? I put it back on my page and I share it to the Diva Den, T-Girls Rock and stuff like that, just to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? And
He
when I
was
seen
good.
that, I was dying.
That was Mike.
That was a combination, not hot work.
Yeah, he was a combo. He was a 2-for-1.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
That was the funniest damn video of the week.
Hold on. What is not hot? What about the girl that set the damn car on fire?
Did you see? See, if she ended up like this, I wouldn't have no sympathy for her. Because, see, that ain't make no sense.
Did you see that? Listen, did you see? Oh, okay. It was her. Did you see the girl that snatched the door off the hinges?
I saw that too.
Wait, listen. I ain't trying to be funny, whatever pieces or men they meet at, I want to meet them. Because when you snatch your door off the hinges, baby, you must be putting it down.
Well, you see, they caught the girl who blew up the car.
Oh, did they catch her?
She had no eyelashes. She had nail lash to brow.
They knew who she was.
No.
All this was God. All this.
Now she was slightly charred.
She lost all her edges. All of them was gone. Honey.
She got a permanent face mask across her face.
That was so like retarded. Like, no, but for real, it was the girl that did the fire. The girl did the fire.
The girl with the door.
The girl, I mean, that was like some Hercules kind of stuff. Like, for real, like she's not, no, because he shut the screen door and then he shut the other door and she pulled off the screen. But did you see when she pulled off the screen door, she fell
I didn't see it.
I saw it, but what's so funny is, see, men don't think when they get us to a certain point, they can bring that out us. That's what I saw. He closed both them doors, but she brought him down.
She did. She gagged him.
She did. She said, but the gag is.
But the girl that set the car on fire, it's a guy who does comedy, who do like church comedy. I don't know if y'all seen it, and he got that. No, it's a girl that does church comedy, and she got the robe on, and she said, "There is a fire in Gilead," dun, dun, and she do like this, and the fire blow the girl face, baby. I said, you know what? That's going to be the memes for 2020.
Yes,
because that was so stupid, and you sitting there with a mug shot with no eyebrow, with no.
She didn't. She had no lashes or brows. The fire took that.
Dummy.
So definitely not high. When I looked at it and that flame bursted out, I was like, oh my God.
And then she crawled away. She crawled away and came back for the gas can. Baby, you
wounded. Wounded soldier.
Somebody should have told her to step back and throw the lighter or throw the match.
You got your face and what was she? What no, like for real? She was her. It was like her. Almost her whole body was. When she threw, she was like, whoosh.
She said, "Is it lit?"
I got a couple of not hots for what's going on before while we're in hot, not hot too. Is there's been a lot of fighting. I noticed there was a big fight at Marquette earlier this week too, and a lot of posting of the fights at the Quet in Atlanta. So just going out to the club, fighting when it's supposed to be an environment where we're all gathering, especially under coronavirus. We've been quarantined, we've been locked up. I know here in Virginia, a lot of the clubs are not even open. So to go out and be fighting, just fighting is not the answer. Let's go out, have a good time. That's where we can socialize, we can connect, where we can network. That's a opportunity and a platform for us to not fight. It's for us to come together. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, and I've seen it too, and I'm just I seen one. Did you see the one of the Bulldogs when the guy got busted in the head with the bat? That was at Bulldogs, and then I seen two other fights. I seen the fight at Marquette too, and I was just like, you can't even come together. We've been, like you said, Dallas, we've been locked down. Our club's not even open. You know what I'm saying? I went out last night to the Rainbow Cactus. And it was kind of like, it was crazy because we sitting there with masks on, and then if you sit down, well, I don't understand. You got to have your mask on, but if you sit down at a table, you can take your mask off. I don't get it. Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody I don't understand that, because what is that doing? If you sit down at a table, you can take your mask off. No, you should always have your mask on. If you're in the club, if you're not drinking or eating, you should always have your mask on. And it was people that were sitting down with no mask on, just sitting there.
Are they also checking temperatures when they go into the club?
Do they check our temperature? No, the man told me, he said, don't come across my blue line. Because I was gagging when he said it. Because I would, no, for real, because I went to go give him that ID. He said, oh, don't step past my blue line. And I was like, okay. And then I went in the club and the man was like $5. But when I went in there, it was like, oh, you could, if you sit at a table, you don't have to have on your mask. And I was like, I don't get it, because I feel like if you're not eating and drinking, then you need to have on your mask. Then they got on the bar, they got the plastic like surrounding the bar, like some futuristic type of stuff, and you gotta.
But that's what we got to do though until they figure out what's going on. So that is the new norm. And just like if you look back at the graduation, you know, at the event center, like we're going to be checking temperatures when we have events and people coming in there, and we're not going to have it up to maximum capacity, and people need to keep their mask on. We want to keep people safe, but we want to like have community come back. We don't want to just be stuck in the house forever.
Right.
But we got to move on, y'all, because I don't want our time to run into Sophia's showtime. I want to really make sure that we can tune in and you know, see what's going on with her. But I want to move into the work bitch, and since I'm already talking about Sophia, work bitch, on your happy birthday today, and for you know, doing the virtual pride for Black Pride and introducing all of the vendors. You were amazing, so thank you for your service. I also want to give a special shout out to a really, really good friend of mine. She just did an interview over the weekend. I think it was over the weekend. But it was just really open and honest. And I want to give my sister, Miss Kayla Finn, you know, a big shout out for doing her interview. She was really open and honest. I learned a lot. And if you hadn't caught it, then go to her page and look at it, because it is a pretty open and candid and honest interview about her life, her struggles, the things that she's went through, and it's really empowering. So I want to say work bitch to Miss Continental Elite, my sister Kayla,
Work bitch.
for using your
happy belated birthday to her as well.
Yes, happy belated birthday. And just for using your story to inspire others. I also want to give a work bitch to my co-host and my son, Dallas the Don. Thank you so much for this experience last night.
Oh God, work.
exotic sipping paint, honey. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. If you all have not been to a sipping paint, oh, you want to put it back, Zena? If you have not been to a sipping paint, darling, you definitely that is something that you're gonna need to go to if you love strippers. See, I love strippers, so let me go ahead and put that out. So if I become a delegate, you'll see me probably in somebody's strip club in Atlanta or somewhere, or in DC. I love strippers and I love cars. So you like, yes, kind of. But it was so nice. I did my painting. Dallas, you got your painting. Dallas paintings look better than mine. I did my painting.
No, I know it. I see it.
You love that, don't you, Bree? Look at Bree. Close your mouth.
I can't do nothing with paper.
But it was really. It was really, really nice.
I always want to go to one of those, but I don't know how I can restrain myself.
And Dallas is a painter. Dallas did a really good job.
I got 2. They gave me a 2 for 1.
Yeah, Dallas did a really good job.
You missing the bottom piece of that chest.
The what?
Well,
bottom piece.
I'm keeping it PG-13. Okay, see, and I did really good. It was a very good show. They didn't rush me. It took their time. So shout out to Lamont Tate for what he did with exotic painting and taking it on the road. They're always in Richmond, and all the other dancers and entertainers that there. Kay Burgundy was there last night, Ty Rowland. So thank you for them for, being inclusive too, because as transgender, I know my friends, I want to be able to take my friends and go out and have a good time, no matter their gender or how they identify. So shout out to Exotic Paintings for, I can only speak for myself, but it was good with my friend. I thought my friend was safe. There was no type of, nobody was shady. It was a good time. It was no type of funniness with anything. I got nervous for some of the girls that was getting picked up in the air, but other than that,
yeah, and they did try to put us on Front Street, Dallas, but we was not going for that.
they wanted to get into some things, but we told them got to tune in to Diva Den to get into some things.
But definitely, if you have not been to an exotic sip and paint, you definitely need to go. We were sipping on our sangrias and our peach moscatos.
Nicki Moscato, shout out to Nicki Minaj. She's pregnant this week, also revealing that she's pregnant. So Nicki Minaj on the birth of her baby. Oh, and mixed Moscato was something that she is a drink of hers. So I try to support it because that goes to her, especially raising a kid coming up. So.
I'm also going to encourage folks to tune in on Monday at 8 p.m. for Sweet Talk with the Sweethearts. I'm going to have all of the promoters on. So Candy Wilson will be on. We can ask questions of Candy Wilson. It will be Miss Georgia, Ricardo Chisholm, Melvin Kinlaw, Gia Tejour, and Mike King, the very handsome Archie Bonet, will be joining us on Monday. So make sure you tune in for that. Also, while Sweetheart is on my lips, and I'm going to go ahead and put it out, we are preparing a Sweetheart retreat, the Sweet Treat Retreat, the Invasion on Virginia. It's going to be happening Labor Day weekend. We will be doing a review show on Saturday, September the 5th. That will start at 9 p.m. There will be some of the former sweethearts there. It's going to be a really, really cute event for us to go out. You will have to have on your mask. We will be social distancing, but we're going to be in community and have a good time and just show you how sweet it is in Candyland. I'm at Brianna when I tilted my head to the side. How sweet it is in Candyland.
They say it's sweet.
I'm unbothered because I'm trying to run the nation.
That's fine, but when you in every nation, everybody likes candy. They all like something sweet, darling.
Kids love candy.
You're gonna be like me. You're gonna go to the dentist and have to pay $400 some for them to take out your teeth.
No, that's why you have dental health care. You have dental coverage.
You know what? Listen, no, you know what? That's kind of crazy, no, for real, all jokes aside, because the insurance I got does not cover. Well, I'm not gonna say the insurance that I got a lot with the dental place I went to didn't take my insurance, and it was just like, okay, do you try to find something? But I had to work fast, you know what I'm saying? Because if anybody know about a toothache and a wisdom tooth, it's nothing to be played with, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, do you wait until your dental insurance kick in on August the 1st, or do you get it pulled as soon as possible? And like I said, if anybody know anything about a toothache and a tooth that need to be pulled, it is nothing to be played with. And I was just like, I just had to suck it up. But I think I need to be more in tune with like my insurance and different things like that. And I think a lot of people aren't, because a lot of people just like, I just have insurance. You know what I'm saying?
And let me be very clear that dental insurance is very, very reasonable. I have a plan through Delta Dental, and that's why it's very inexpensive.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And Anjanae throwing shade at you because she says those lemon drops, and she's kicking, but she knows that the sweets give out sweets. So I was just putting that out there. And in every nation, you need some candy. So don't ever forget that.
Well, we'll just put it. Well, you know what? that candy gonna be like the candy, you know, the candy like the
Keep
older
it,
the
keep
elders
it,
in the
keep it,
church at the
keep,
bottom
keep,
of the
keep,
purse.
keep it cute, because you're gonna want to be sweet one day, and my promoter pays attention. Keep it cute. Keep it cute.
Eat
Keep
some
it
candy.
cute.
Eat some
Now,
candy.
where were you? Go ahead. Candy, are you on? Keep it cute.
Keep it cute to
Just
eat a
say,
piece
you
of
know, y'all
candy.
that expensive candy. That's what I was saying. Y'all that deep
Get you
chocolate.
something sweet to
This
suck
is supposed.
on. Let that soup heal.
No. Mm-mm. Like,
Mm.
oh my goodness.
So we are winding down, y'all. It is almost 10. We have had a riveting conversation tonight and amazing viewers. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who viewed, who commented, who chimed in, who shared. We appreciate you. We thank you. If you cash app us, we appreciate you as well. Remember that we are here each and every Saturday night, talking and chiming it up. If you want to come on the show, feel free to inbox me or inbox Dallas or inbox Zena or inbox Brianna, and we can make it happen for you. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask for some final words from my folks. And I think tonight I'm going to start off with Rihanna.
Well, my final thoughts, Jerry. No, I'm just joking. No, I just want people just to go out and really, really register to vote. That's all I'm asking. I mean, every week I'm up here. That's gonna be like my final thought unless something come up. I just want people to really go out and vote because this election is gonna make or break us. So I just want people just to go out there and vote, register to vote. My brother, I know someone is going to be having a voter registration like drive or party or whatever, and I think more people need to be involved in it. So when it pops up, y'all just look on my timeline, I'll be sharing it, but just go out and vote.
Awesome. Dallas the Zone.
With July being Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, I just want to bring awareness to mental health and knowing how important it is. I also just want to thank you, Ma, for coming with me to the exotic painting because art therapy is a great way that you can use to improve cognitive, sensor motor functions. It can foster self-esteem and self-awareness, cultivate emotional resilience, promote insight, inspiration, enhance social skills. So I just want to thank for the art therapy and just bring awareness to the Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, and that there's avenues out there to help if you're struggling with mental health. There's different resources. So don't reach out, grow your support system, have friends. Nations Foundations is always there for you with anything LGBT community. So if you're if you're having any mental health, reach out. There's people that care, that are in the community, that want to help out. So use your resources. And I just want to spread love. Everyone go check out Auntie Clara May, Micah Pierce, and he's dropping gems. So if anyone check out Auntie Clara May, maybe we can have him on the show one day. And just love above all. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you.
Zena.
Hey, more love, less hate. That's what I got this week. More love, less hate.
Mm. Wow, more love, less hate. So I want to leave you all with I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna echo what Brianna said about the importance of voting, and specifically in this presidential election. We need to vote like our lives depend on it. I know there's a lot of rhetoric and folks jumping in. Kanye West talking he running for president, and there are other parties. But I will implore you and encourage you to, at this time, please focus your votes on the two candidates that from the two parties, from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. That is where we need to make sure that we focus our vote, not on Kanye, because we have to remember that Kanye is still a Trump supporter as well. So we need to go with the person who has our best interests at heart, who is for the people. And I'm just gonna say I need y'all to really get out there and vote for Joe Biden and not Donald Trump. You see what he's doing for people that look like me and Brianna. And if you are on the show and you are supporting us, if you are friends of us on Facebook and you love us, then you need to show us that you love us by using your vote. Our ancestors rallied, marched, died many years ago for us to have the opportunity as Black people to vote. So don't let that work go in vain. And like I said before, if you love us, if you love me and Brianna, and you have friends that are trans and you're allies of trans people, you see what this administration is trying to do to us. You see what this administration is taking away from us. So please stand with us in solidarity. Use your vote, use your voice. Talk to those who have no understanding about trans people, and help to shift that narrative. And as Zena said, more love, less hate. And with that being said, we're going to leave you all with a wet one. And we will catch you next week.
Next week.
Tune in. Let's do it again.
Hey, live from the
Legends, statements, store. Ow. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.